Welcome to Happy Wife, Happy Life.
We're your hosts. I'm Kendahl Landreth.
And I'm Jordan Myrick.
And we are two incredibly unqualified,
but deeply in love comedians who are here to help you with all things relationships. And on today's episode, we're talking being a good husband with Waleed Mansour.
Hello.
Waleed, we're so happy to have you here. We absolutely love you.
Oh my gosh, I love you guys so much.
This is such a treat. It's so fun to have you here.
I feel like we met very recently, but immediately fell in love with both of you.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I also feel like we have so many points of connection that are, I mean, the big one is, and it's a thing you're promoting here today, your new podcast with Reka Shankar,
who's the best.
Is one of Kendahl and I's very best friends in the whole wide world. Previous podcast guest. Y'all know her. Y'all love her.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about your new podcast.
We play characters. Well, we play ourselves, but we are dead, and you two have been on it.
Yeah.
And we interview random people in the afterlife, people that are known, people that are unknown, famous historical figures, some people that have died on like a Titanic, and some people who are Bachelor contestants. And it's been a lot of fun, and we're having a lot of very fun comedians on the show.
It's so fun. It's
so
such
funny.
a fun show.
Your episode is out already,
yes,
right?
it is out already.
And Rachel Pegram.
Yes. And I play a Bachelor contestant who dies in a parachuting. She has a parachuting accident.
After 3 days after we posted your episode, I saw a clip of a Bachelor contestant taking a fall.
Yes, it's what's her name? It's recent.
Did you base it off this?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So it's because they always have them do crazy stuff. And I'm always like, one of them could die.
Yeah,
she smashes into the ground.
And it's really funny because if you women who are on The Bachelor, it's like a lot of them are kind of from the Midwest, like absolutely unable to show any type of pain, especially in front of a man. Like they still need to be like, I'm fun. Like I don't have any emotions. She's fully almost died parachuting. And she's like laughing on the ground, and she's like, this is going to be so funny to look back on. And everyone's like, are you okay? And I literally was like, she probably has, I would totally believe it if she had 8 broken bones and was just
Multiple
laughing
concussions.
through it.
Just
Totally
missing
fine.
all the skin on her crotch.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I would never, ever parachute.
Oh,
Skydive.
I would
No,
not
you won't. I'll tell you right now. No, you won't.
I would not bungee jump.
I would not bungee jump.
I would not bungee jump either.
That
I would
feels
have
way more dangerous.
I feel like I should have skydived before I got married. That is how I genuinely feel. Is I should have done it before I committed my life to a person and then had kids.
Well, especially when you
this
have kids, because I think I could see myself pregnant skydiving. They probably don't let you do that. Yeah. But I do feel like once you have kids, it changes the vibe because it feels like people are looking at you like, is this worth it?
Yeah.
Is this worth it if you die doing this? Your kids are going to have no parents.
But that's the thing.
Worth
You are not skydiving or any
I'm
of that.
going to go skydiving.
No, you're
before I have
not.
kids.
I don't tell you what to do, but also, yes, I do.
No.
What is the riskiest thing you've ever done?
What's the riskiest thing I've ever done?
Driven a car?
You driven a car the way I drive a car, probably. I try to think. Well, I grew up in a small town that was in a valley where there was a river that ran through it, and so when I was growing up, it was really common to jump off rocks at 50 feet up.
50?
Pretty high up.
That is
you
risky.
Jump off
50?
or you jump off a.
Do you not trust her ability to judge heights?
Yes.
This was a diving board at a local pool.
Yeah. No, I think the situation is real. I just think you don't have great perception of that kind of stuff, but neither do I.
Well, I did jump off with my youth group it was like I don't want to say a highway, but like an overpass. That's what it's called, where it goes over the river.
That's high.
And I jumped off that.
That's very high.
Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. And but I haven't done many dangerous things. Exactly. And I want to do a jet ski, and you say that you don't want me doing that. You get to pick one.
No,
you can't control me in that way.
I'm sorry, I can. There's a lot of things you're not allowed to do. When you love someone, there are certain things you're allowed to veto. And I
think that's fair.
Have you vetoed anything for your wife? Probably not.
No, but my wife doesn't want to do dangerous things.
See?
Actually, she took me on the back of a jet ski once, but now I'm off jet skis too because I just heard a story about somebody dying, and sometimes that just turns you off to a thing entirely.
We heard a story worse than dying.
I heard a story, and I'll leave out a lot of the details because it's about a friend of a friend.
Worse than dying.
I heard a story about a jet ski and a woman flew off the back, and the stream of water that shoots up into the sky when you're riding a jet ski?
Yes.
A woman flew off the back, and the jet shot
up,
and that's all I'll say.
And that's worse than death?
Yeah.
If you knew what happened to her insides, I'm telling you, I'd rather be dead than have that.
Oh, my God. Yeah, so I'll stay off too.
But I'm like, what are the odds that we...
She's like, what if it feels good?
Give me one.
What if when the jet ski shoots up, it feels good?
What if it makes you orgasm? Yeah. No, I literally though, I'm like, what are the odds I tell that story in the podcast? And then the first time I go to jet ski, I'm like, it happened to me too?
Yeah.
No way. I really believe in odds. So I'm like, we've talked about me dying skydiving enough that it would be crazy for me to die skydiving.
That's
You
not
believe
how
in odds?
anything works.
I
That's not
believe
even
in, like, if
what
I
odds
talk
is.
about something enough publicly, there's no way it's gonna happen.
I see. You're not of the... Yeah. I mean, I'm against the idea that, like, if you say something, it's more likely to happen. Okay. I don't believe that. But, yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. I think my impulse is to say I do think, because I think I very lightly believe that maybe when you start putting something out there, maybe the vibes could come back to you. Maybe positive or negative, because I do believe that if you're I'm not like big into stuff like this, but I do think if you're a nice, generous person, I do believe, like, generally speaking, that will come back to you.
Yes,
so
we're talking karma.
But I'm like, what's to stop a jet ski from shooting at me if I've spoken about that?
Karma's so powerful. You think it can't control jet ski water?
Well, I don't know. You're not.
Here's what I
You're
think.
not getting on a jet ski.
Here's what I think.
Conversation.
I'm just like, it would be so crazy. I think if I'm thinking it to myself, those thoughts can really go out into the world. But if weeks leading up to skydiving, I'm telling everyone, oh, I'm so scared. I literally am so scared I'm gonna die skydiving. I'm so scared I'm gonna die skydiving. And then I get on and I immediately die. That feels crazy.
Yes. Whereas if you were like, it's no problem, don't worry about it, then you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't believe in that either.
And I'm going to marinate on it to see how I feel about it, because I can't quite decide. All right, well, you're here today because we're talking about being a good husband. Famously, you're a husband.
That is true.
This is actually
Can't deny it.
a huge episode for us because, we try to continually tell our listeners this is not a gay podcast.
Yes.
That's offensive to call it that because we're gay.
It's a podcast hosted by two gay people.
It's
but
not for gay people.
It's
for everybody.
That everyone can glean from this podcast.
You know what? Honestly, I feel this so much when me and Reiko were talking about our show. One of the things we were excited about is the idea that we have two brown people on a podcast, hosting a podcast, and that has nothing to do with it.
Sure.
And we're like, that's all we want. That's all we want is to just it not be about the fact that we're brown.
But I'm sure people were still like, and tell me about your POC podcast.
Right? Well, we get comments every episode of like a couple straight men commenting, being like, just checking in as the straight guy that listens to this podcast. I know there's only like 4 of us.
Well,
they're probably
they're
all
so sweet. They're always like, I'm learning a lot. I did this thing and it was really helpful or whatever. Like, they're so sweet. They're so thoughtful. But sometimes we got to throw them a bone. We got to bring like a straight cis man onto the podcast.
I've so much experience there. Endless experience there.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. First of all, how long have you been a husband?
I've been a husband for, oh my God, what if I forgot?
Immediately we're like, okay,
cut it.
How to be an okay husband.
Yeah.
Since 2017, so 8 years.
And how long were you together before that?
We were together since 2014, so 3 years before that. So
you locked it down pretty quick.
I did, and this is a true story, and I talked about this in my vows. We met in end of March of 2014.
What day?
March 29th is our anniversary. That's not when we met.
My birthday's the 24th, so I just wanted to know if there was some kind of like cosmic thing going on. I'm like, I feel so connected to you because of that. Okay, no, close enough though.
But that's like technically our first anniversary, and by June I was looking at wedding rings. Like I knew for sure.
How did you know? Other than the fact that she's beautiful, she seems incredible. Yep. How did you? How were you like? No, this is legit that fast.
That's a great question. And I've said this phrase a lot to many of my friends who have like asked me about advice about marriage. And one of the things I always say is I'm either the best person at giving advice or the absolute worst person at giving advice, because my answer genuinely is like if you know, you know. Like it's either there and it's easy. And when I say easy, I don't mean that like you're not going to have fights and you're not going to like go through troubled times and things like that. But it should feel right the whole time. Yeah. And it did. And it just did. And I'd been in a relationship when I was like previous to that, and just the difference. And the previous relationship I was in, I thought I was going to marry that person, but that was also in college. And then when I met Emma, I was like, oh no, now I get it.
Yeah.
I feel like I understand what TV is talking about.
Oh, the movies.
Now I get what the movies are saying.
So were you like before, it sounds like maybe yes, you were never a person who struggled with commitment. You weren't like, oh, I'm never going to lock it down. I'm never going to.
No. Well, part of it is that I grew up Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you know, I was pretty committed to like not having sex before marriage and things like that. So there was a time where I was like, oh, I know, I'll meet my wife, I'll marry her, and then we'll be who we are.
And how did that go?
I had sex with my first girlfriend.
Got it. Okay. Just checking.
After some time. It took some time.
Doing a temperature check. Okay, great. Got it.
But no, I definitely never struggled with committing. However, it's very funny because so I had my college girlfriend, and then we broke up my senior year, and then the rest of that year I was like seeing people here and there, dating around, and then there was a couple months left in the school year, and at this point I was about to move to Chicago, and I was like, you know what, I'm not trying to meet anybody. I'm not looking for love right now because it's stupid.
Yeah.
Why meet the love of my life right now when I'm about to move to a city with millions of people in it? And then I met Emma. And a month later, I moved to Chicago, and we were apart for a year, but we stayed together. And it's like we both were in that space of not wanting to meet the love of our life, and then it just happens.
That's how they say it happens, isn't it?
Sometimes it happens like
is
that.
just so beautiful. I love that.
I want to know, because you're about to be giving us advice. People wrote in questions for you to get advice on being a good husband.
Okay.
But I want to know just kind of like, what are your red flags as a man, as a partner, as a male partner, as a boy husband?
Red flags as like that. I don't think other husbands, like when I see other husbands doing stuff, I go, no. That's not good.
What's wrong with you?
Oh, what are my red flags?
What do you do
Oh,
bad?
great.
Great. Oh, perfect.
Yeah. I think I'm right too much.
Okay, same.
Yeah. And
also Kendall.
I'm
No,
like,
no. That's actually, I have to. That's crazy.
Kendall's actually just like that.
That's crazy. Jordan is a huge know-it-all, and I don't know. I don't know literally anything. I don't know anything.
She says that like in passing, but when we're in an argument, she doesn't think that.
okay, I'll kind of I'll let you know by the end of this episode.
Yeah, and I'm sure it'll be clear.
I definitely think I know a lot, which definitely like bites me in the butt. And then something I personally am working on a lot, and there's a song that I like by a guy, Slim Dan, I think. It's called Problem Solver. And the reason I bring this up is the premise of the song is basically you come to me with your problems and I try and solve them.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't, and I need to just listen.
Waleed, you're a Jordan.
And
really Kendall must be an Emma.
And remember how beautiful Emma sounded?
Yeah.
Because Jordan's exactly like that. Jordan's a huge problem solver.
Oh, lock me up when Kendall comes to me. She's like, this ain't not working and I can't do this and whatever. I'm like, okay, well, let's do this. And Kendall's like, don't try to fix it.
No,
like,
because this will be when you come to someone stressed.
But why are you whining?
Yeah, no. All right, you're done. Thank you so much for reading. I can't have her get any more confidence in her stance on this. No, Jordan will. It's like I come to her with I'm like stressed out about something, and this is what Jordan always does. If you're just listening, you have to watch for this, but try to picture it. I go, oh, I'm really stressed about this, and I see Jordan go, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. So here's what's gonna go on. And I'm like, no, I'm already so stressed out. And I've told Jordan a million times, I'm like, do you know, like, if I'm already beating myself up, because that's the thing, sometimes it's not even fixable. Like, if I've just made a mistake and then it's gonna cause me to have to fix something, if I'm already beating myself up, I don't want to come to you and then have you be like, wait, why would you do that? Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. Here's what we're gonna have to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're looking at me like you're upset.
No, I'm not upset. This is just...
Or are you thinking?
This is the thing. You are right, but there's also a thing that Kendall does where she'll be like, I'll be like, hey, you left out all the takeout that we brought home last night. You never put it in the fridge and now it's all ruined.
That was 9 months ago.
Okay, no.
Just letting you know that was 9 months ago.
This is just an example. I'm not even
9 months ago.
I don't even know what you're talking about because I wasn't referring to a specific thing. So defensive.
I'm talking about Lunasia Dumpling House.
And I forgot about that. And I still ate all that, so it didn't even matter. I didn't care that you left it overnight. That's how brave and strong I am.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Thank you. And that's the most dangerous thing I've ever done.
You've ever done.
But Kendall, and I'll be like, oh, you left all this out, and Kendall will be like, okay, I'm already beating myself up about that, so I really don't need you to pile on. I'm like, you're already beating yourself up about it. You just found out about it, queen.
I'm in the bath.
Yeah. She's always in the bathtub.
Drinking wine.
Literally.
I'm healing right
she's
now.
She's eating like a small plate of chocolates that I've prepared for her in the bathtub, which is a real thing she does often. And she's like, I'm already beating myself about it, so I could just use it if you were really supportive. And I'm like, shut up. That's so crazy. Just be like, my bad.
I know. I have totally felt where it's just like, apologize first and then let's go through it. Yeah. It's like, you do know you were wrong.
Yeah.
Let's just maybe get the apology out of the way and then we can decide whether or not how we need to move forward with it.
And what does Emma think?
She feels like
she's in the bath.
She's in the bath. She definitely is defensive at times when I like call her out and stuff. But it's like, and then there's always the I don't want to talk about this right now. It's just like, well, I don't want to. I'd rather have the fight while I'm mad about it.
You guys are so
You're like,
similar.
Oh, good. It'll be so much better in 3 hours.
No,
when
but
I'm
because
thinking about
the goal
it nonstop.
The goal is let's talk about this later and then not ever speak about it. I'm just trying to get you to go away.
It's like so you want me to bring this up later when we're happy?
Well, and that's because Kendahl will forget about it in 3 hours.
3 seconds.
I won't. But what you need to start doing is being like, whoa, hey, I'm on the computer in the middle of the fight. I'm on the computer. I'm seeing there's a 4:30 p.m. screening of Nobody 2 at the AMC 6. You should check that out. Because that's like, fine, and then I'll go do that.
That's what I always do is I'll be like, can we talk about this later? And Jordan goes, okay, when would you like to talk about later? And I go, Jordan!
Throw in the cow. Throw in the cow.
Yeah. And I love
send a calendar. Jordan has sent me a calendar invite for an argument discussion.
That's amazing.
I'm trying to show you that I'm serious, but also not in a spiteful way, just in a way where I want you to know that, like, I'm being serious. Of like, oh, if you want, because to me, if someone says, I want to talk about this later, that means you actually want to talk about it later. So I'm like, I'm trying to be respectful of you and say, if you would like to talk about it later, I don't want that, but I will respect you. So I will make an event so we can talk about it later to show you that I care about it happening later. But I've learned in the last year that later means never.
Later does mean never.
Yeah. Sorry.
How does it feel that when you asked me about my red flags, I just clocked you?
Me? Fine. Good. I love you, so it's fine.
Amazing. Me too.
It rocks. What's wrong with that? Oh,
I'm happier now.
A cool, funny, hot guy is like, oh, we have the same problems. And I'm like, that rules. What's wrong with that? Nothing.
Amazing.
And also, I think you guys seem so genuinely happy. And you seem like, once again, such a good husband, such a happy husband and father. I'm like, oh, well, if you and I are doing the same things, I can't be that wrong, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I feel like Kendahl and I are really happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's get into some
Until a couple minutes ago.
questions.
say that.
Let's get into some questions. Okay. How do you identify and figure out an even distribution of mental load for household, kids, life, etc.? How do y'all split it up?
That's a good question. My wife works full time and I do not.
Mm-hmm.
So she actually just went back to work last week. So I'm currently with the boys during the day at all times. And I do think that actually can add some difficulty to it all because, there is like the element of it's not a job, but it also is a job in terms of raising kids. So then when she gets home, did she work 40 hours and I worked 40 hours? Or does mine not count as the kids? So it does. That's where it adds complications. But I do think the best version of it is just on a moment-to-moment basis, being able to check in with your partner and be like, how can you handle what I need you to handle right now?
Yeah.
And sometimes the answer is I can't at all. And you just need to be pulling 100% of the weight.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there is like if you do all this stuff and I do all this stuff, then we're good.
Yep.
Yeah. One of the best things I've ever heard in terms of advice, and this might have been, who's that white lady?
Slim Dan? No. This is another Slim Dan song?
Who's that?
Mel Robbins?
No, she's...
Brene Brown?
That's probably who it is. Where it feels like you're always doing 60% of the work. Both partners will always feel like they're doing more. And I think you just have to like accept that that's the case.
Interesting.
And I feel like hearing that, I was like, oh, I definitely do feel that. And the things that I don't think about, that I don't get annoyed that I'm not doing, or like, she's doing them and she's thinking I'm slacking on stuff. And it's like, but I'm handling those things. So
yeah, your partner's always doing things that the other one doesn't realize they're not doing.
Exactly. It's not even like, oh, you got that and I got this. It's like, you did what? Yes. I did this, and they're going, you did that? I didn't know we had to do that.
Yeah.
But then you're also building it up in your head as like way bigger things. Like I remember one time we got into like a tiff about that exact conversation of like, I feel like I'm doing all these things that you're not seeing and you don't realize I'm doing blah, 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 whatever. And Jordan was like, well, like, what's the thing? What's like this? What is the thing that you do that like you feel like I'm not seeing? And I was like, well, like sometimes I go to your nightstand and I like pick your coaster up and I like put it back where the coasters go. And Jordan's like, okay, what do you want, an award?
I stood up and I saluted her.
But I think when you do something every day and you're not, like, nobody's seeing it, you're like, I'm doing all these things. And then when you come to me and you say, why didn't you fold the laundry? Well, I was busy putting the coaster back on the stand. So that's why I wasn't doing it.
And sometimes you are doing things for yourself that you feel like you're doing for the other person.
Absolutely.
Where, like, you know, when I'm like, what did I do today? I properly stored all of the fresh herbs we got.
I closed every cabinet door in our home.
Yeah, and Kendall's like, I don't care about that at all.
I opened every cabinet in our room. I was busy too.
I actually prefer them open.
Yeah.
So it's hard, but that's a good point.
Can I ask, does Emma work in a place that's like with a lot of people?
She's a kindergarten teacher.
Oh, okay. So there is a little bit of like...
that almost feels like a more direct one-to-one because you're both dealing with kids.
Exactly. So it's really hard at the end of the day for her to come home and be like, hey, take these kids. I need a sec. Because it's like, you just worked.
Yeah.
Plus you just worked with 25 5-year-olds.
Right.
It's really hard to just be like, it's your turn now.
Let me weigh in on your relationship.
Please.
I think that...
What am I doing wrong?
We should do a wife swap.
We should do a wife swap for the Patreon.
I just absolutely fall in love with Emma. I'm like, please, you guys.
You will. Actually, we're not going to do that because that's dangerous.
I think that yours doesn't count as much, no offense, because she's working with children.
Yeah, I agree.
If she was not working with children, I think if she was an accountant or something else, I would be like, no, because like you're both doing different types of work. But God, must be real hard for you because she's doing the exact same thing you're doing, but with less control and more bureaucracy to deal with and on a larger scale.
Yeah.
Well, and I guess like less of like, you can do it on your own time and you can, but it's also so hard because I know we're yappers. We love to, you've met us. We love to talk. But whenever we're done hanging out with our nephews for 2 hours, silent car ride. Like we can't, we're so overstimulated. So I just can't imagine. I know if I had kids, the second Jordan got home, I'd be like, I need to take a bath.
Yeah.
I need whatever, but it's
like,
hard.
You're excited. Honestly, you get excited about like doing dishes. Like, can I just put my headphones in and just do dishes for 25 minutes so I can just have some not kid time? But there also is an element for, I assume both of us. Emma at least gets to see adults during the day.
That's true.
If I don't see adults during a day besides Emma, that becomes really difficult for me.
Yeah.
Like if I go like 4 days without seeing friends or doing something at night, like I love Emma so much, but also she cannot be the only adult person I see in a week.
Especially if she's seeing other adults.
Yes.
If you're both only seeing each other, I think maybe that's one thing. But if she's seeing other adults and you're not...
You're like, did you catch that episode of Paw Patrol?
Yeah.
She's like, oh yeah, it was a good one, huh?
You're becoming her baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just me and Steve from Blue's Clues just hanging out.
Oh, man.
And Miss Rachel.
Yeah.
But you think it's worth it. You're loving the kids.
Oh my God, absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Awesome.
My first year with my first kid, I was working remotely full time. And so I was still working remotely full time and had the kid.
That's hard.
And then Emma was working. And honestly, that was, once again, if we're talking balance, way easier for me to be like, I'm doing work and I have the kid at the same time. But I no longer have that job.
I win.
Yeah, exactly.
Do not challenge me. No, but that makes sense. Yeah, I think that's hard. That's rough for you.
It's tough. Yeah,
it's really tough.
The kindergarten teacher, because if it was a desk job, I'd be like, you get home, take this kid.
Because that's just so different. It's like
so
you're
different.
Working, but you were. There's no that, but it's so different.
It's so different.
Because I think it's all mental. Like, I don't know. In my small experience with children, I'm like, I'll be with them for a couple hours, and I'm like, it's not that anything was that hard. It's not that I was like, I'm physically exhausted. It's just the mental noise of a child all the time.
Well, and you can never truly relax because you always have to be kind of paying attention for safety at the very least.
Which I do think is less in a school, probably. Maybe I'm fully wrong. I don't know.
I mean, she gets breaks. Yeah, she gets planning time. She has lunch. She has things like that. And it's like my lunch is standing in the kitchen while I'm feeding my son.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit endless, especially now.
You're the victim.
And I'm the victim.
Yeah.
And in terms of balance, actually, it's unfair for me.
It's actually 60% you.
Yeah.
And that's actually true. That's not just the thing you said. It's 60% you.
Yeah. But I do have to remind myself it is only temporary because soon both of them will be in school eventually.
That's how you got to feel about kids the whole time.
But
the whole
that's
time you got to be
have...
like, whatever's happening right now, it's only for a little bit.
Sure.
And then it'll get easier.
Because that's why whenever we talk about having kids, I'm like, I just picture when I see people who have infant babies and 1-year-olds, I picture that for 18 years. And I have to remind myself that is not what
they leave at some point. Incredible.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a big pet person, but it's like the thing about pets is like after about 5 months, they're pretty much the same.
Yeah.
For the rest of their existence. And it's like, it's nice that kids like learn to talk and can like pick up their own shit.
Well, you've never met our dog, so.
Yeah.
She speaks 3 languages.
Oh, incredible.
English and Spanish. Yeah, pets are different in a way. But
Barely.
but I hear what you're saying, for sure. Okay. This person wants to know, this is such a sweet question. I can tell they've been together for a long time.
Oh.
It feels like I get this.
What rude thing is it going to say about?
No, it's really sweet. I'm being serious. I ask repeatedly to slow dance, and he doesn't want to, but he is still affectionate in other ways. So it's kind of like, is this a bad sign? What do we think about this? What do we make of this?
I don't think it's a bad sign.
I don't think so either.
I think that, especially you probably knew this the whole time. That's the thing that I will never forgive people about complaining about. It's like, has it always been that way?
Yeah. Sure.
Have they always been like that? After it's been 10 years and you're surprised that they don't want to slow dance anymore?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. And also just like let it go. I think it's hard. It's like I've had this with, and I'm sure you have something for me, so you can say it. But I always
because my counter argument for this was I do literally everything Kendahl wants me to do, so I'm confused as to what.
Well, I've always said I would love a long letter.
I've always said. This
is the thing. Because iconically, if you listen to the podcast, you know about this fight. We had a fight on Valentine's Day many years ago when we first started dating because Kendahl was living in New York. I was living in LA. It was during COVID. I sent her a care package full of gifts and clothes and treats and a very sweet card.
But no letter.
A very sweet card. The words inside the card were not long enough.
It was under 100 word count. We're looking at
And
maybe...
Kendahl got very upset, and I said, unfortunately, I do have to report that you are mentally ill. This is not about me. Something's going on with you. And then the next day, Kendahl called me back and was like, I've scheduled a therapy appointment because I realized you ultimately are right. That was really unwell of me.
I gotta admit, I hate cards.
You got a what?
I hate cards.
Jordan's the same way. And that's what Jordan doesn't... And honestly, it's rude of me to write long cards.
For a card?
$6 for I live in your house.
I know.
What could I need to say to you? And this is the thing. I always got you cards and stuff. I still get you cards because you love them. I thought long letter was a want that you wanted when we first started dating. You still want a long letter?
Maybe. But it is funny because when you said I write long cards, and it does feel funny to start a long card to Jordan that's like, my dearest love. Every day, it's like we talk about this. Like we just talk to each other all the time. It's like, what am I even saying?
What am I at war? Why can't you just speak to me?
I'm just saying.
If you guys were away for a while, that feels like something. I understand. Like, that would be kind of nice, even though you'd probably talk all the time every day.
Never away from each other.
My point is, I decided I don't really need it.
Fair,
and it's not a big deal. But I think some people cling to something like that. Am I in trouble?
No, not at all. I think that it's. This is my thing. I think if your partner really wants to slow dance, just do it like once, but don't don't try to make it a thing if you know they don't like it. If you're like, hey, and also I think you have to have clear communication. If you are really like, it would mean a lot to me for once a year for us to slow dance, I think you need to pull them aside and I think you need to say that. I think you say, hey, once a year, I would like to slow dance. Or like when we go to a friend's wedding and they do the slow dance, I would love to do just one slow dance. It feels very special to me and I would love to do that. You can't just be expecting someone to know what you want or to just do a thing that's outside of something that they would normally do because you feel like maybe you're signaling to them or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, don't expect your partner to do something they hate all the time. Yeah. But if there's a circumstance in which you need it, I think you can vocalize that, and I think that's reasonable.
Especially if they're doing a bunch of stuff.
I also think in terms of you saying that you always do what Kendahl wants to do. Honestly, my take in terms of happy marriage is try not to do the things you don't want to do because you're just going to build a lot of resentment.
Well, I think we're lucky because the things that Kendahl wants to do are almost always the things I want to do.
Oh, great. Okay.
We're not very like Kendahl and I are very similar.
You're not.
No, but we say no to like Jordan, and like you and Colin go see so many Broadway shows.
Oh yeah.
And for a long time, I would go because I would be like, well, everyone, I should be a fun girlfriend. I want to go to the Broadway shows. I do love to see a good Broadway show, but I will say, usually at intermission, I'm like, should we all leave, you guys?
That's just about.
It's been a while. It's been a while. I've seen them sing. I've seen them whatever. And I started being like, I'm not going to come to the Broadway show.
That's great, though.
But if I asked you to please come to one, you would do it.
Yeah, but you've like never really. There's
that's what I'm saying, right? Like that's the balance.
If you need it from Kendahl, you'll ask for it.
Yeah. Yes, but don't. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Don't be doing things you don't want to do all the time because they cause animosity. But like, think about what you want to do and why you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And then if your partner asks you to do it, like if it's not a big deal, just like do it.
Yeah.
Like Kendahl made me come watch her horseback riding lesson. I didn't want to do
privilege,
that.
But okay.
I didn't want to do
you
that.
You didn't want to
know
do
why?
that?
I wanted to see you horseback ride, but maybe like in a video.
Yeah, when you were good.
Wow.
No,
that's like coming to
you
somebody's
two
present.
together?
Waleed said that. I didn't say that. Waleed said that.
You
I
two
kinda just wanna
together
wait till the lessons are
dangerous.
over.
Waleed said that.
Wow.
No, what I wanted, because this is the thing. You go.
This is
Like, you
hitting
make
me
the
like a
Olympics, I'll
bullet.
come see you.
Well, you have to remember that when you're riding a horse, you're sitting. I'm standing. So I'm standing next to a bunch of horse feces, just standing.
If you think
in the heat.
No, I'm sorry, I have to cut you off. If you think sitting on a horse is like sitting, my thighs are clenched, my core is tight.
You're doing more work than the horse.
I'm doing more work than the damn horse, and I'm definitely doing more work than you.
But you're enjoying
you were talking to
it.
your little friend on the phone the whole time.
My little friend, Reka.
Yeah, she's little.
And she is small.
She's little.
She's extremely small. So you're right about that. No, but I'm just like, that's not, but you get what I'm saying.
No, I do.
That's not fun for me to go stand in the heat. I hate the heat. Everyone knows about me. It's the number one thing I hate. I could be cold for a million years and never complain. I hate being hot. I go stand in the heat in the sun. I'm sweating, sunscreen dripping into my eyes, watching Kendahl horse. Everything smells like horse shit. Like, just like, it's not, I'm kind of scared of horses. I like them, but I think they're very powerful and they scare me a little bit.
I understand that.
Thank you. That's not, but Kendahl wanted me to come watch her. So I'm like, of course I'll come watch you. And then I do it. And then I loved watching you be on a horse. Does that mean going to a horse stable and watching someone ride a horse is my favorite activity? No. So there's got to be a balance. Like, I don't want to do it because I don't want to be hot, but I can be hot for an hour occasionally to get an opportunity to see Kendahl do this thing she loves.
So fair. I also think that there's a perspective from like a spouse or a partner to be like, can you stop asking me so that I can offer to do it once, and then it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Because if you keep asking me, then it's never going to be fun when I do it.
Yeah.
Instead, it's always going to be a chore because you know I don't want to.
Yeah.
So this person asking to do a slow dance, like, tell them that, like you said, explain that it's important to you, and then back off.
And then give it a rest. And then make your husband listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. What's the thing that you do that that you won't do that you're like, I'm not into that?
Or that sometimes you do, but you hate doing it.
There are times Emma would go on 2 walks every single day, and I just am not in the mood, and I just want to sit down and do anything else.
Yeah.
I just want to like play video games or watch a movie or whatever. It's like there are times where I'm like, I would rather sit here with both boys while you go for a walk.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. And I think there was a time where I was saying yes and yes for a long time, and then the funny part of the story is I had a herniated disc that was unknown. So walking hurt me, even though it was recommended to me, like if I walked, it would actually make me feel better, which was actually not the case.
Okay.
Walking actually made me feel worse.
Sure.
So at this time, she was like, you want to go for a walk? Go for a walk, go for a walk. And I was like, I really don't. I just want to sit down. I'm hurting.
Yeah.
I'm in pain right now. And then I think because I had a reason to not go on walks, I pushed through this thing where I was like, okay, if I don't want to go for a walk, I'm just not going to go for a walk, and we'll both be happier.
Yeah.
Go listen to a podcast, go listen to music while you're on your walk, call your mom, whatever you want to do, and then I could sit here and do nothing if that's what I want to do. And similarly, for years and years, I always like press her about playing video games. Because I'm like, I just want you to play video games because I love video games, and I want the boys to play video games, and I want us to do it as a family, and that sounds so fun to me. That sounds like a blast to me. That's my dream. And then at a certain point, I'm like, I'm done asking.
She doesn't want to.
And she's not going to, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't love her any less.
You just said I don't love her. And
I don't love her.
I don't remember because of that. Which I think is really sweet.
Today's episode is sponsored by Quince.
Those cooler temps are rolling in, and Quince is where we'll be turning for fall clothing staples that last. From cashmere to denim to boots, the quality always holds up, and the prices are unbeatable. With options like 100% Mongolian cashmere sweaters starting at just $60 and real leather jackets without the crazy price tag, you're going to want to check it out. We love Quince. If you listen to this podcast, you know how we feel about Quince. It's no secret. I famously love their clothes, but we also love their bed sheets. We also love their candles. We have a wild heirloom tomato candle that we've been using all summer, and it smells so good. What makes Quince different is that they skip the middleman entirely. They partner directly with factories so you can get the best quality and the best prices. Keep it classic and cool this fall with long-lasting staples from Quince. Go to quince.com/wife for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/wife. Free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/wife.
What video games?
What video games would I play? Oh, man, I'd play anything. But I like RPGs, which I know is so corny and such a hard way in. But, like, there's a game, Baldur's Gate, that is basically just Dungeons & Dragons, a video game. But it's like
fun.
The idea that I would have a partner that would want to sit there and play with me full time, it's amazing. But also, it's like, I don't need that.
Yeah,
you gotta compromise sometimes.
Yeah.
This person wants to know, what is the best little happy/small gift to receive as a husband? Well, so if people are looking to gift their husbands as a monolith, you know, obviously every husband is different. We know that. But what's a good husband happy?
Oh, man, what makes me happy? So many things.
This person put it in quotes because that's what I call it. I call them little happies. Wow, huge fan of the podcast this person is. Little happy, that's like what my family calls it when you get someone like, you know, a little gift that's not like a birthday gift or, you know, whatever.
Oh, man. This is what I'll say. I'm a hobbyist. I get into a lot of things. I get excited about things. And sometimes I lose interest in those things very quickly.
Yeah.
But the dream of, like, if I was really, really into a hobby and in that moment Emma came home and was like, I got you a thing for your hobby.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
Oh, I love that.
What a dream.
Did she ever do that?
No, but...
Well, she has a job and you don't. So also, you know,
that
is slack.
So
back off her.
No, that's so true because do you have ADHD?
I never diagnosed. I don't know. I probably not.
Probably not. Well, I have that, and I feel like similarly, I will get really into a hobby, and for an extended enough period of time that, to be honest, sometimes I'll achieve some things during that time. Like I will be like with horseback riding, I will be obsessed with it long enough that I could go to like a competition. You know what I mean? It's not like a week.
Incredible.
I'm like, I'm in it for a year and a half, 2 years. And I'm like, during that time, that's all I want is things related to that thing.
Yeah.
Or like, I love my game on my phone, Heyday. I won't talk about it too much because I know everyone's tired of hearing about it. So I've heard. But
I think I remember you playing this game while we were recording the podcast.
I played it while
and Reka made fun of you for doing so.
Reka was probably like, hey, we're recording a podcast. Can you stop playing that farm game on your phone?
I wasn't on camera yet. I was told I was allowed to relax backstage. So I played on my farm. And for my birthday, people got me like money. They gave me money to buy gems on my farm. It's like the greatest thing I've ever received.
Amazing. That's so sweet. Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. But I also understand from a spouse's or a partner's perspective, there's a little bit where I'm like, you got me the wrong one. Like the concern of like, well, this is nice, but actually I need the 6mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hobbies are dangerous. That's, you know, because people are very specific about them. Kendahl really wants, this isn't hobby related, but Kendahl really wants one of those red light face masks. She's being so kind of like neurotic about being like, someone needs to buy me the red light infrared face mask.
Yeah.
But if anyone buys me the wrong red light infrared,
well, I've sent the link
face
maybe
mask,
50 times.
It's going to be hell to pay. So I'm like scared.
Well, every year, because I send when people are like, what do you want for your birthday? What do you want for your birthday? I'm always like, no, you don't need to get me anything. Then be like, please send me links to stuff. So I send a range. And maybe to my friends who I know maybe have a little bit more money, I say, who maybe I know are using maybe even their parents' money. I say, here's the list. And at the end, we have my most expensive red light therapy mask that I've wanted for years. But if you buy that, do not buy me an off-brand. I want the $500 one. Like, I'm not messing around but no one has to buy me.
Exactly.
But don't waste your $150 buying me one I don't want.
I so feel that.
That's awesome, baby. Thank you for explaining that.
I also want to give credit to Emma because now I feel bad that she doesn't get me anything, and that's not the case. She gets me incredible gifts. And actually, on my last birthday, she got me a football jersey, which is something I haven't purchased for myself in 20 years because they're expensive.
Yeah.
And I did not ask for it, and she got it for me.
That's sweet. No, but I think it's helpful what you're saying, because I think sometimes people can be really, I mean, we host a relationship podcast, and people can get very like, your boyfriend needs, and girlfriend, but I think especially with like boyfriends and husbands, they need to treat you like every single thing you could ever want. They're holding it already up to you. And I'm like, that's just not what things are like. And I even, and it's not even healthy. Like, it's not like, oh, because we can settle for something worse. It's like, maybe you need to find happiness without that much stuff coming at you all the time. And that's the reason I bring up the letters, is like, I think at a certain point I was like, well, Jordan doesn't like doing it. If they were going to do it, they would sit down and be like, I don't even fucking know what I have to say. It would be different if Jordan never showed me verbal affection, but Jordan's like always telling me how much they love me. So it's not that I like don't know and I'm like waiting for this letter. It was just a thing in my head that I was like, that's something that I have decided I want.
Do you find it romantic, or is it just
but I also don't feel like I'm lacking in any romance in my life. I feel like we do so many romantic things together, and I feel like a couple years ago, and they've written me cards obviously and stuff, but at a certain point I was like, why do I want this? And maybe I don't really need this, actually. Maybe I was just kind of inventing this. And so I think sometimes it's helpful to be like, yeah, you can be in a really wonderful, happy relationship and not have every single need being just like constantly met as you come up with them.
Well, because they're also not needs, they're wants.
Yeah. And you made that very clear.
They're not needs, they're wants.
But I think what you're saying...
She has health insurance. Don't worry.
What you're saying is true in terms of like you learn when you want something, you at a certain point you learn what it is that you're actually asking for. So in terms of like me playing video games, it's like I just want to be with her and us to be excited about something.
Yeah, and having fun.
So there's other ways
playful.
to accomplish that. Exactly, to be playful, to be silly, whatever it is. It's like we can do that without playing a video game.
Yeah.
I also want to say that I think the best gift to get anyone as a little happy is a gift card to their favorite restaurant or coffee shop or whatever, because 1 year for Christmas, once again, Kendahl and I share the same money, so it's not like you really, I didn't need it, but 1 year for Christmas she put in my stocking a Jersey Mike's gift card, and I love to get myself a little hoagie from Jersey Mike's, and it's just so fun because it kind of gives you this permission. You know, a lot of times you're like, oh, I gotta go home, I gotta whatever, but if you have $25 to Jersey Mike's for a hole in your pocket, I can only spend it at Jersey Mike's.
Yeah.
How fun.
Totally.
How fun. And I think that's good for everybody.
Yeah.
All right. This person wants to know, how do they help their husband navigate his anger issues? Oh. Now, you seem very angry. And yeah. No,
please don't ask this question. We just calmed Waleed down.
Yeah. And this is from Emma. But I do think this is, men kind of famously are not great with anger.
Totally.
You don't seem like an angry person.
They never
not
do.
Generally.
What tactics?
Not to you.
Yeah. You've been angry to me. What tactics do you use to deal with your anger as a man that you feel like are appropriate for men? And what are things that you wish when you deal with other men who have anger issues? What do you wish they did to kind of quell their anger?
I mean, definitely taking a beat. That is, I will say, the hardest part about when you're mad is just like walking away for a second, breathing and calming down, because you're just never going to be able to have a good conversation when you're at a 10. But it's so hard to do when you are at a 10. But yeah, walking away. And then personally, I still need to talk about it, because if I don't talk about whatever just made me so mad, it's just going to build. There's no way it's going to end with with it being totally fine. It's like I do need to address why I'm at a 10, even if it's with my 2-year-old.
Yeah.
And that did happen the first day that Emma went back to work.
Really? And what was
I got so mad.
What did that process look like? Did your 2-year-old understand? What did he do? Now I just want the drama.
My youngest wouldn't eat. It was his first day without his mom, and he would not eat. And while he's screaming and not eating, and I'm trying to feed him, my other one asked for food that I gave him, and then he started throwing it, and it spilled everywhere.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, I have a baby who is in my arms not eating food, and I gave you the food that you asked for.
That's villain behavior.
This
is why.
And that is what toddlers are. They can be little villains.
Yeah.
When I was at my sister's, he was at a 10 because we traveled recently. There was a time change. This was in Michigan.
Yeah.
He didn't nap the first 2 days. It was brutal. And at one point, I got so mad at him. I walked out and my sister was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "He's just being a fucking asshole."
Being a fucking asshole.
Yeah, and they can be, and that just is what it is.
Did you explain to him that when he threw the food, were you like you hit a 10?
Yeah.
Did you take a beat?
I did take a beat.
And I took a beat off the counter and I threw it at him.
I took a beat and he ate it.
Yeah.
Let's just say he ate that beat. But yeah, eventually, like, just calming down, sitting him down, and being like, it's so hard because he doesn't also fully listen to reason.
Sure.
Not that, that is the point of an argument, I guess, all the time is reason. Sometimes it's just emotions and feelings. But yeah, just being like, it's so hard to be like, hey, do you see that this problem's going on and it's not all about you right now? That's the hardest thing.
And is he like, everything is about me?
Yeah, he is like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if there was a successful moment of that.
I'm not a parent, but I do feel like with kids, you have to be really manipulative and be like, that really hurt my feelings.
Man, they really don't get empathy until they're like 4 years old.
Really?
So it's just really humbling where they're like, and I don't care, I guess.
So then what do you do? You're like, I'm going to put you in the backyard? Or like, what do you do?
Probably not that.
Well, unfortunately, it's just when you have like an infant, the recommendation is actually like, put the infant to the side and like pay attention to the toddler first, because the toddler will have a better time remembering it, will affect them more. But it's really hard when, once again, you have an infant that's not eating and you're like, that should probably take priority over my toddler who's being a little dick.
Yeah.
But the baby will eat eventually, right?
The baby will eat eventually, but they're screaming the whole time. So now they're screaming.
Oh, so it's the screaming.
So they're screaming while you're like trying to be calm and like talk to a toddler, and you have like a screaming infant.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's really hard.
So yeah, I mean, that's definitely it. Yeah, it could be tough.
Do you have to like really, because I know there's been a couple moments with my nephews where I just have to, I don't spend a ton of time around kids, so I have to filter myself. I don't think of myself as someone who like curses that much. I don't think of myself as someone who like is mean.
Yeah.
But when I find myself having to really stop myself, let's just say last time I was with my nephew, he did something that I found to be pretty rude.
Okay.
And my immediate response is I just turned to him and I went, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then I was like, I'm so sorry. That choice you made, but it's so hard to like respond and remember you're talking to a kid and not just an adult who's doing something so insane.
Yeah,
totally. And with like kids, the bigger reaction, the more they're like, oh, I should keep doing that, because I'll take any big reaction, please. It's like, oh my God. So that can be tough. With spouses, it could be a little bit easier because they do
a little bit. That's a little
bit. They do feel bad, and that is like, I will say, when I'm mad, that is the thing that is really tough. Is like, I will shut down, I will like go quiet often, and I'm like, I need you to figure out why I'm mad at you.
Yeah.
And I know that that's like not a nice thing to do.
Wow, we found our first difference.
So that's how I am a little bit. I don't need you to find out what's wrong with me, but I get really like, I struggle with anger a little bit. Mm-hmm. I'm not a man, so I do feel like it's different, because I truly, I've said this before, but finding out how many men I know that I enjoy and love have punched a hole through a wall is wild.
Have you done it?
No,
but
Swear?
I swear.
We're into polygraph.
I don't think I've like punched like a pillow. I remember doing that when I was like in high school.
Yeah,
but
different.
definitely never
I
punched a hole.
pillow in high school.
Yeah.
I did a lot of things to a pillow in high school. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I punched a pillow. It was psychosexual. So it's different.
So not angry like that, but I get really angry and I go inward and I get very just like I can't even.
Her teeth, I can like hear her teeth being grit with her mouth closed.
The thing that puts me at a 10 always is like, you don't get why I'm mad.
Yes, yeah.
Like, you don't like, you think I'm mad because you did this thing. It's like, I don't care that you did that thing. Yeah. I care that you don't care that I'm sad about it or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing that I'm mad about. Like,
Yeah.
you doing it, whatever. Like, I'll forget about that. But the fact that you weren't sad that I was sad, that's
a bummer.
Yeah.
I do think one thing, and once again, I'm a girl husband of sorts. I think that something that's worked for us is really being like, as corny as it sounds, verbalizing like, you and I are working together against the problem. You and I are not working against each other. And it's like, you both know that intellectually, but I think taking a beat and like saying that in the moment of being like, how can we work together against the problem as a unit, really can give you that like beat that you need, that pause that you need, and kind of like reframe a situation.
Totally.
And it's nice because it's also not saying, well, how do we stop being mad? Well, how do we like not feel angry or feel upset or whatever? It's like still kind of validates all those feelings, but it's like, okay, but how do we now like move forward and tackle the real issue at hand as like teammates?
Well, but sorry, no, go
I was gonna say that's exactly it. It's just like with any fight, and similar to like the thing with the letters, like, you're never fighting about what just happened. There's always something like deeper down. It's like, we got to work hard to figure out what this is, especially when we're both mad.
Yeah.
It's like, it's going to be hard to get there, and working as a team is a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah. I also think it's just like a muscle though. Like, a lot of people will be like, oh, I'm bad at fighting, or I'm good, I'm bad, whatever. And I'm like, no, I just think it is a muscle, because I think for me, it would be really hard for me to, for example, stop in my anger and go, let's remember we're a team. Like, that feels so impossible.
Yeah, Kendahl can't do that.
And now I was going to say is that I've improved. So I guess maybe I haven't. But I think that used to be really hard for me. But then similar to, almost like a dog doing Pavlovian response. Or what, isn't saying it wrong?
No, Pavlovian,
but close enough.
Last time someone told me that's Pavlovian. Anyways, my Pavlovian response is like, okay, now I've seen that when I did push myself so hard to say, okay, let's work as a team, the conversation was over so fast. I
gave her a dog biscuit.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, ultimately what I want is for this to be over. And I think sometimes that's where my anger comes from. It's like, you're busy, you're getting ready to go to work, you're getting ready to whatever, and you're arguing, and you're like, I'm so mad that this is happening. I would do anything for this to not be happening right now. And so over the course of a long time, your brain learns, like, if you push through your anger and you just like, even if it's fake, say, I would love to work through this as a team, this is going to be over. It's going to be over quick, instead of having an 8-hour conversation that goes on and on and on. And I do feel like that muscle builds over time. What'd you say?
I said that's a nightmare. The idea of having like a long, I don't think we've ever had a fight that was more than like 25 minutes.
Ever?
I don't know. Maybe an hour? Maybe
an hour. Like it would be a big one.
But it wouldn't be. I wouldn't describe it as a fight. The fight is 10 minutes and like 50 minutes of discussion.
Sure. Well, yeah. I guess that's what I mean, is like a fight and then 3 hours of sitting and being like, well, I just feel like we need to next time make sure, that type of thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
A fight and
but the whole time, the reason I guess I put it in fight categories, because the whole time I am teeth gritted going, well, I just think I felt in the moment like I was, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And that makes it feel like a fight on my end.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about a rule that we have and that I've heard before, which is like, don't go to bed angry?
I prefer it because
You prefer to go to bed angry?
I prefer, in general, I always prefer to go to bed angry. No, I prefer to not go to bed angry because I seethe.
Yeah.
I'm not someone where time and space heals an issue if there's no kind of conclusion, or if I don't know what I can do better next time, or if I don't understand your feelings, or if I feel like you don't understand my feelings, or whatever that thing is. I think taking a beat is really helpful. Sometimes Kendahl will go take a walk, which I think is really helpful, but I think I can't go to sleep and then wake up the next morning and then I'm still like irritated, but now it just feels more like weird and annoying, and it's like, can't even really remember what I was upset about, but I don't know if that's helpful because my feelings were valid. So, I'm you can't always have it perfectly, but that's my dream.
Yeah, I also feel like the longer you wait, the more the anger becomes at the person and not at the thing that they did.
Yes,
if you just like if you just let it simmer forever, then you're like, you're the bad person.
Yes. Yeah.
Versus like that one bad thing that I should have just called you on that I didn't like.
I feel like for the most part, I'm pro not going to bed angry, but I think sometimes I'm like, we're so tired and it is so late.
You get into a fight at night when you're already about to go to bed.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well, to me, tomorrow, like in my opinion, tomorrow this is going to be a 10-minute conversation because we're going to be in a good headspace. Tonight it's going to be an hour and a half long conversation because I'm so tired that we're both like, and then because you're like, oh my God, it's getting later and later, you're getting more panicked and you're more like, we just need to stop talking about this, and it just becomes so much. And then I feel like there's been a couple of times where we have like maybe not been fully resolved before bed, and then the next day we're like, yeah, I just wanted to, I just was feeling a little bit like this. And you're like, yeah, totally. I totally get that. And I think I was just tired. And it's like so simple. So I think sometimes that's hard for me.
The time constraint is interesting because when you said 3 hours, I was like, who the fuck has 3 hours to fight? I don't have 3 hours. And maybe it's a kid's thing too. Just like, I don't have time to do that big of a fight. But and like you said, if there's like a time limit at nighttime, you're like, well.
Yeah. I do think that the perfect situation is to
give me the perfect fight.
Jordan,
give me the perfect
fight. Let me tell you the perfect way to fight. What
we're always aiming for.
I perfected it. I'm a fight scientist. I think the dream is you get a dream of a bad situation, right?
Yeah.
Like it's nighttime.
We're all on the same page.
Everyone gets what I'm saying. It's nighttime. You're trying to go to bed. You have a spat. You both acknowledge each other's feelings, being like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. That was not my intention. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. It's not my intention. Tomorrow, let's have a little debrief on how we can not have this happen again next time. And
turn on Shrek.
Hug, turn on Shrek, and then go to bed.
Shrek 3.
As if I could go to bed after turning on Shrek.
Yeah, you'd be up all night. Yeah. Well, Waleed, thank you so much for being here.
Oh my God, thank you so much for having me.
Such a treat. Tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me at Mr. Waleed Mansour on Instagram and TikTok. And then you can watch me and Reka's new podcast, We're Dead. You can watch on YouTube or you can listen to it. And then I also have another YouTube channel called Awesomely Awful where we watch and review bad movies. And I do that with my bud, Sean Coyle. So any of those things.
What was the recent movie?
The most recent movie we did was we watched all the Fantastic Four movies.
Oh, okay.
They're all bad. They're all bad.
I don't know if I've ever seen them.
I liked the newest one.
I haven't seen the newest one
I
yet.
liked the newest one, but the rest of them are bad.
Yeah.
What's the worst one you've done?
The worst movie we've ever done?
In your opinion.
Okay, so we also rate our movies on a scale of -10 to 10, where -10 is movie so bad that it's good.
Oh, yeah.
So my favorite bad movie we've done, I'll phrase it that way, is probably Samurai Cop.
Oh, I've never seen.
Yeah, the 90s movie that is incredible. It's definitely a B movie, and it's this. One of the key moments of it is this guy has long hair, but then they did reshoots. So right after filming, he cut all his hair off.
Oh God, I love that.
So for all the reshoots, he has a wig on, and it's clearly a woman's wig, and it's incredible.
I love that. I mean, that's my favorite type. Like, I have friends over all the time, and we're like, bad. I don't want to watch I want to watch a bad movie, but it's like an art to find that movie where you're like, it's bad enough that it's so funny because of that, but it's not.
You want a -10?
Yeah, you need a -10.
Yeah.
God, that's so fun. Well, thank you so much for being here. This is an absolute treat. Thank you so much to Emma.
Thank you, Emma.
The work
for all that she does and is doing currently, surrounded by 25 children.
Yes, first day of school today.
Oh my God.
Emma, happy first day of school.
Wow, that is wild. Thinking about being around, when I think about that, when I'm like, oh my God, my teacher was every day around 25 children.
When you realize like my teacher was just a lady. Do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
My teacher was just like a normal lady.
Uh-huh. Could have been you.
Wild.
Could have been you.
Could have been me. Wild. Absolute wild. And don't forget that this podcast is independently created and produced by Kendahl and I. So if you want to give us money, which I highly recommend, you can join our Patreon where you get all kinds of fun and exciting things, bonus episodes, ad-free episodes, giveaways, live chats, all sort of things. And very exciting, we just joined Cameo. We are desperately trying to break even on this podcast. And I think by December we can. If you get some cameos from us, we will break up with a partner for you. We will tell your best friend that you don't like her boyfriend. We will give you a pep talk or advice if you're going through a hard time in love.
We'll wish you happy birthday.
Whatever you want, we'll do it. So we're on Cameo, so you can check us out there in the link tree in our bio.
Yeah. And we have our P.O. box. All that information is below. And thank you so much for watching. Make sure to listen to us anywhere you get your podcast or watch on YouTube.
Yeah. We're also on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, as you probably can tell.
Yeah.
And you should like, comment, and subscribe. It's really helpful.
Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Love y'all. Bye.